afraid because this guy is not dying, he is not showing any sign of pain. They thought if we go and report this to the Qazi, then Qazi will kill us because he think that we didn't execute the punishment properly. So they requested Haridas Thakur that please don't be like this. You please act like a dead man, otherwise you will die. Then Haridas Thakur said okay, and then he acted like a dead man. And then they took him to Qazi. So see, we beat him so much that he's almost dead. Okay, throw him in Ganga. So then he was thrown in Ganga. Then he nicely swam, and then he went to Advaita Acharya's place. And he went to Advaita Acharya's place. And then they were both happy. So then later Mahaprabhu tells Haridas Thakur, you remember that you got beating in 22 Marketplace? He says that, yeah, you didn't feel any pain? Yeah. No. Why? I took all the beating, he shows. You see, I took all the beating. Yes, I took all the beating. So, therefore, there may be some lot of, even it is very much applicable in this movement also, to us also. This purport is very much applicable to us. Like some big preacher may die. Like there was a lot of disturbance when Tamal Krishna Maharaj died in accident. There are so many things like, oh, how this happened, so much of disturbance. Or there was not so much disturbance, but some of them who were very close to Gopipantan Prabhu, they were very shocked when he died because just like that he died. It's not like there was no indication that he's going to die. He was healthy, he was all right, and just like that he died. It's like one day he saw some black snake, and then next day he died. That's all.
Huh?
Yeah.
Really saw a black snake?
Yeah. The day before he died, he saw a black snake, and the next day he died. So suddenly people leave. Devotees leave. We don't know what is their plan. We don't know what is Krishna's plan. We should not be bewildered by this. Those who are staying back, they should do whatever they have to do to push the movement. They should do whatever they should do to push the movement. So we should understand this Krishna's plan. That we should not be, even in our personal life, we may face so many difficulties. Sometimes things may not exactly go as per what we want. We may feel very challenged because we may want to do some service and that service might get obstructed, or we may feel very strongly about something and that may not happen. So these things are quite common. But we should not lose our focus. We should simply stay in path, and we should simply try to practice Krishna consciousness. And then when Krishna wants, it will happen. Like there's a very nice quote from Prabhupada about Mayapur. So Prabhupada says that we have got 200 acres of land in Mayapur, and we are trying to collect some money. We are trying to approach government to make a big project there. And then what Prabhupada says, when Lord Chaitanya is pleased, it will happen. And from the time Prabhupada said that, it took more than 30 years for actually something tangible to manifest. And Prabhupada is not in this planet now. But his words are coming true. Lord Chaitanya is pleased. And something is happening. Like now, when Prabhupada's time, he said he had 200 acres of land. Now we have 500 acres, 550 acres of land. How? Because all the leaders, Prabhupada disciples, they cooperated after he left, and they wanted a big project in Mayapur because they understood that Prabhupada's desire is to have a big project in Mayapur. So now we have 550 acres of land. And we have this magnificent temple of Vedic planetarium coming up in front of our eyes. This is the greatest good fortune to see. This temple, because it's not like an ordinary temple. This temple is not like an ordinary temple. There are many temples of Vishnu and all of them are glorious. Some of them are from Satyuga, like for example Srirangam, the deity is from Satyuga. Some of them are from Satyuga, some of them are from previous Kali Yuga, like I said, Balaji, Tirupati is from previous Kali Yuga. Like that, there are different temples. Some of them are 5,000 year old, some of them 10,000 year old, some of them millions of years old. But none of them are as unique as the temple of Vedic planetarium. Why? You know why? Huh? You know why?
Pure devotee.
It's all correct only. But it has one very unique feature, the temple of Vedic planetarium.
The planetarium.
No. This temple will be built only once in the day of Brahma.
In this type of temple.
This type of temple will be built only once in a day of Brahma.
Where the Vedic cosmology is displayed.
This type of temple which is actually meant to preach the glories of Lord Chaitanya, this will be built only once in a day of Brahma.
Why is that the case?
Because Mahaprabhu comes only once in a day of Brahma.
So a temple like this can only be built when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears?
Yes.
And does that happen in every, you could say
Every time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes,
right.
then there will be some magnificent plan which will be made to spread the glories of Lord Chaitanya.
But is that only when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears?
Only when he appears.
What about if another Krishna avatar appears or incarnation?
Yeah, but then this temple is meant to spread the glories of Lord Chaitanya.
Right.
So this is not meant to spread the glories of not other avatar.
Right.
It's meant to preach the glories of Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya comes only once in a day of Brahma. So this type of temple, which is meant to preach Krishna consciousness as per Lord Chaitanya's plan all over the world, it will be built only once in a day of Brahma.
They say that the temple actually Prabhupada putting the different way of the planetary system, but they doing here last time. Actually, the nearby the Koshala, they want to be very planetary.
It's okay. These things are minor detail. It's not too much of a problem that Prabhupada put a foundation stone somewhere and then it is being built somewhere else. Prabhupada did not put foundation stone in Vrindavan. He put in Mayapur only.
Yeah.
He put in one place, now building is coming in another place. Yeah.
One Vrindavan Chandra.
Yes. Yeah. Retreats are making. Anyway, this is very unique opportunity. So we are seeing a phenomenon which happens once in a day of Brahma. Sometimes we may not realize that what time and what time scale we are in. We are in a very, very fortunate time scale. We are in a very fortunate time scale. We are in a time scale where Mahaprabhu's glories are expanding all over the world. Just now Prabhupada has appeared and he has wound off his pastimes. And then Prabhupada's orders are coming true. And we are witness to that. So we are witness to something which is very, very unique. That's the good fortune in our life. So we should convert that good fortune into great good fortune. Become Krishna conscious. Try to go back to Godhead. So thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of 3rd canto, 16th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Two Doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, Jaya and Vijaya, cursed by the saints. Yes.
Sorry to just keep disturbing from it, but just before we make this point, if another Krishna sort of avatar appears, would his glories be then propagated?
Yeah, but not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
But wouldn't be Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it would be somebody else. So whoever appears,
Because, see, none of the avatar is as merciful as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Many incarnations come, okay? None of them are as merciful as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He comes with him. So they are all part and parcel of Mahaprabhu's mercy. You can't separate Lord Nityananda's mercy from Lord Chaitanya's mercy. So he is most unique. He's most unique. That's why Rupa Goswami says, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurat Vise Namo. So it's not like, and also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when the glory of Mahaprabhu is explained, what Krishna Goswami says, he says, Anarpita Charinchira Karnaya Kirana Kalau. So, what was never offered before he came to give. No other incarnation has offered before. Even Krishna did not offer it. Krishna showed it, but he did not offer it. Krishna showed Vrajabhakti. He said, this is Vrajabhakti. See, these gopis are so attached to me. See, these gopas are so attached to me. See, these elderly gopis and gopas, they are simply so much attached to me. See, this cow, calf, tree, grass, flowers, fruits, everything so attached to me. See, I am so attached to them. Krishna showcased Vrajabhakti, but he did not make it accessible to us. He did not give us a method by which we could access it. He just showcased it. It is like seeing a movie. You are a participant, you are seeing a theatre, you are seeing the movie. But you are not in that movie. And nobody told you how to get into that movie. The movie is very nice. But no one told you how to get there. They are simply showing. And everybody is thinking, Arey, how to get there? It's so nice. Then Mahaprabhu comes, he tells us how to get there. So therefore, even though many incarnations will come, Mahaprabhu is very unique. Very unique. That's why Mahaprabhu is so celebrated. He's very unique. And without Mahaprabhu's mercy, we cannot understand the Radha Krishna's mercy. So that's why this nice song, Edi Gaurna Hoito, Tabaka Hoito, Kemone Dharitam De, Radhar Mahima, Prema Rasa Sima, Jagate Janeto Ke. Means that. What is the meaning? The meaning is that if Gauranga Mahaprabhu is there, what is the use of living? What is the use of living? Holding this body. What is the use of holding this body if Mahaprabhu is not there? Why? Because he showed the glories of Radharani to the whole world. And by actually understanding the loving dealings between Radha and Krishna, one can understand what is the purpose of human form of life. Otherwise that understanding was not there. Either people lived like animals, or if they lived in devotion, they lived in devotion without understanding the full extent of love in devotion. They didn't explore the entire depth of loving devotion. They were limited by formalities of devotional service and Aishwarya. They didn't get into the intimate dealings between the Lord and the Jiva. So that was offered by Mahaprabhu. So that's why Mahaprabhu is very unique. Very, very unique. Okay. Next chapter. Chapter 17. The victory of Hiranyaksha over all directions of the universe. Okay. Okay, please read.
Sri Maitreya said, the demigods, the inhabitants of the higher planets, were freed from all fear upon hearing the cause of darkness, explained by Brahma, who was born from Vishnu. Thus, they all returned to their respective planets.
So, as long as we don't know the reason for a certain activity, what's happening?
Long question.
As long as we don't know the reason for certain activity, then there is anxiety. The moment we know, the moment we are in knowledge, ignorance causes fear. The moment we are in knowledge, then there is no more fear. Like sometimes somebody may get a disease and then he becomes very fearful. because he doesn't know what is the disease, what it is going to do. Like people are so much afraid of COVID because they don't know what is the disease, what it's going to do. Like one devotee I know in South India, his relative simply died of fear of COVID.
Oh, no COVID.
No, he got COVID, but he didn't die of COVID, he died of fear. The devotee was calling me and telling me, this guy, every day he is calling and crying to me, I am going to die, I am going to die, I am so afraid, I am going to die, I am alone, nobody is there, I am going to die, I am going to die.
Exactly.
4 days, 5 days, 6th day he called me and told he died. Just fear. No one is there, he is alone, and no one is telling him. He was a very rich man, there was no shortage of money, and he was put in a very good hospital. There's no shortage of money. They have a lot of money. They put him in very good hospital, very high class hospital, and the hospital gave him nice separate room, and that became the cause of his death. Because nobody was there, and all people, nurse, doctor coming, they are looking like a ghost because they are putting all this PPE and they are coming in like ghost. They are going out like ghost. This guy got so much afraid, he simply died of fear. So, as long as we are in ignorance, then fear attacks. Then, when we are in knowledge, then there is no more fear. Okay, please read.
The virtuous Lady Diti had been very apprehensive or trouble to the gods from the children in her womb, and her husband predicted the same. She brought forth twin sons after a full 100 years of pregnancy.
Yeah, so because she also likes the demigods, because the demigods are just her sister's sons. So they are as good as her sons. Sometimes she gets irritated with them, but generally she likes them. So therefore she was very afraid that her sons will cause trouble to them. So she held them in the womb for a long time. Then she delivered. Okay.
On the birth of the two demons, there were many natural disturbances, all very fearful and wonderful. In the heavenly planets, the earthly planet, and in between them.
Yeah. Yes.
Where does this pregnancy happen, in the earth or higher?
It looks like it happened in the heavenly planets. Because when Hiranyakashipu speaks to his followers, he says, go down to the earth and then spoil the people, like that he says. So, looks like this happened in some higher planetary systems.
Demon planet, down of the other planet is demon.
No, he went down, that's okay. But, yeah.
Sorry?
No, he's saying normally demonic people are in lower planetary systems. So they went to lower planetary systems, but they were born to Kashyapa. No? Kashyapa and Diti, they are not demons. They are not living in lower planetary systems.
So they were born in the heavens.
It looks like they are born in higher planets. Looks like. It's not specific information is there in Bhagavatam, but the way they speak and other things, it looks like they are born in higher planets. Please read.
There were earthquakes along the mountains on the earth, and it appeared that there was fire everywhere. Many inauspicious planets like Saturn appeared, along with comets, meteors, and thunderbolts.
So here it speaks about the symptoms which happened in the earthly planet. Okay.
There which were most unique,
Uninviting to touch.
uninviting to touch, easing again and again, and uprooting gymnastic tree. They had storm for their armies and clouds of dust for their ensigns.
So in Mayapur also we have a storm season, it's called Jor season. And in that season, it is not very pleasant because whole morning is very hot, and suddenly in the evening time, the clouds come together and it's huge amount of wind, and very fast, and wind is very, very fiery. Like, it makes noise, woo, 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 woo. Like that you can actually hear the wind making so much noise. This Jor season comes in. So,
There's Kalgo
Which
season.
month?
Kal
Which
Vaishak.
month?
Yes, yes.
Vaishak.
It comes in yeah, March, April like that.
No, Vaishak.
So-
Kal Vaishak.
So it's not very good if you get stuck sometimes in that wind outside. You can have a really tough time, and it comes in no time. It doesn't like it's not like it suddenly it just erupts. It's like not like there is some warning that it is going to come. Suddenly it is very quiet, and suddenly it erupts, and it's like so much of wind and so much of rain, and it batters like anything. Like in 2019, we were actually going for parikrama, and we were staying the last day of parikrama. We were staying in the day before last day of parikrama. We were staying in one camp, and then this wind came. Night time, this wind came. All the camp tent was flying. All the tent tops were flying. And all children, women, so many people in camp, about 600 people in camp, all of them running out and standing in the open area in the middle, and huge rain. So you can't go inside, you can't stay outside. Then we called for buses, and the buses came, and by the time the buses came, it was already like everything was finished. Because it just stays for 2-3 hours, maximum 2 hours, that's it. It just comes and goes. And by the time buses came, everything was finished. But anyway, we packed everybody in, because many tents were spoiled, so we packed everybody and sent them back in buses, and few of us stayed back. And then next day also same thing happened. Next day the last day, we were in the tent, and there was such a rain, and inside the tent all the rain was pouring, and that area was also a very muddy area.
Yeah.
So if you come out, if you put your leg, it just sinks in the mud, sinks in the mud. Again we called for buses, and whoever was left, we sent them back. Anyway.
White dhotis Hari Bol. All dhoti Hari Bol.
Tamil
No,
Parikrama.
that is this.
In Tamil Parikrama.
Every year it happens?
Every year it comes. Every year.
How do people live then?
It's just season, Jor season. It just comes and goes.
So, just 1 or 2 days or?
No, it stays for some time.
15 days.
About a month it stays. If it comes properly, it stays for a month. But sometimes it just doesn't come at all. Last year it was not so much.
But people go do their regular stuff.
It just comes in the evening for 1-2 hours, that's it. It's not like whole days like that. Just evening time, it comes like 1-2 hours, that's it. But when it comes, it is really intense.
I hope I experience it. So that Krishna gets clear.
But so many things happen with it. Like you get lots of mangoes after that, because all the mangoes get fallen.
All the mangoes will fall
So
down.
you get 5
So you get huge amount of mango. Mango will become very cheap.
Yeah, mango. I used to get mango 1 rupee kg. Malda, no, I am born Malda. So after Kal Vaishak, 1
Yeah.
rupee kg mango.
And you can have all sorts of mango preparation. Everything is mango. Anyway, everything has its attraction. Every season has its attraction. Okay, please read.
The luminaries in the heavens were screened by masses of clouds, in which lightning sometimes flashed as though laughing. Darkness reigned everywhere, and nothing could be seen.
So these are all inauspicious symptoms. Okay.
Oceans with its high waves wailed aloud as if stricken with sorrow. And there was a commotion among the creatures inhabiting the ocean. The rivers and lakes were also agitated, and the lotuses withered.
Misty halos appeared around the sun and the moon during solar and lunar eclipse again and again. Claps of thunder were heard even without clouds, and sounds like those of rattling chariots emerged from the mountain caves.
Misty clouds may not.
Misty hello.
Means that you assign some round thing around the sun. Sometimes this is not considered very auspicious.
Oh.
No, also Saturn seen in the sky is inauspicious.
No, Saturn is always seen in the sky, but at certain position when it takes, it's not considered very auspicious. Okay, please read.
It's my turn. In the interior of the villages, jackals yelled portentously, vomiting strong fire from their mouth, and jackals and owls also joined them with their cries.
Sorry, Prabhuji, we can go faster if 5 each of us do, because everybody misses out when the question comes. They forget whose turn.
Okay,
You can do very fatafat.
Yeah, 5 each or 10 each. We have lots.
Raising their necks, dogs cried here and there, now in the manner of singing and now of wailing.
so dogs wailing is not good. Sometimes dogs wail.
India every time wailing only.
Huh?
Every time we see like.
No, dogs don't wail. What you hear is jackals. Jackals noise.
That is good.
No, jackals wailing is okay, but they should not vomit fire from their mouth.
Fire.
That's what is written no here.
I mean,
Vomiting strong fire from their mouth.
It's also
But dogs wailing is not good. Sometimes dogs wail.
Jackals is not considered auspicious as well.
What is that?
Jackals are not considered auspicious.
Seeing jackal is considered auspicious.
When Duryodhan is born, then the jackals are said, then asses are said to.
Yeah, but they go in a certain direction. So jackals and asses are shouting and they are going in a certain direction. Cows are going in a certain direction. So cow is supposed to be to some direction and jackals are supposed to be in another direction. Some sort of woman system is there. It is explained in the Bhagavatam, first canto it is there. When Yudhishthira, when he sees bad omens, that time it is explained that which direction what was going and things like that. Some direction business is there in that. We can read in first canto.
I read, but I remember jackals as well.
Yeah. Generally, seeing jackal is considered auspicious. Seeing jackal is considered auspicious. At least in South India.
was seeing jackal, huh?
Yeah. At least in South India, seeing jackal is considered
Mayapur
auspicious.
every day I see morning.
So in Mayapur, even if you don't see jackal, is also it's auspicious only. You are seeing Radha Madhav every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raising their necks, dogs cried here and there, now in the manner of.
We read, okay.
O Vidur, the asses ran hither and thither in herds, striking the earth with their hard hooves and wily brain.
Okay.
Frightened by the brain of the asses, birds flew shrieking from their nests, while cattle in the cowsheds as well as in the woods passed dung and urine.
Okay. Somebody else can read. Otherwise, everybody else will sleep.
Cows
There is a
terrified.
problem of one person reading. No.
The
Rest
flow
of
is-
everybody will sleep.
I like the flow when it is going faster.
Yeah.
Cows terrified yielded blood in place of milk. Cloud rained pus, and images of the gods in the temple shed tears, and trees fell down without a blast of wind.
Means that they were falling down on their own. Okay.
Deity sometimes crying, it is reciprocating with the person. Here it is.
No, but normally deity crying is considered auspicious. Due to no reason, deity crying is considered inauspicious. Yes. Please read.
Ominous planets such as Mars and Saturn shone brighter and surpassed the auspicious ones such as Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus, as well as a number of lunar mansions. Taking seemingly retrograde courses, the planets came in conflict with one another.
So this is all astrology, retrograde course of planets and things like that. Okay.
Marking this and many other omens of evil planets, everyone but the four sages, son of the Brahmas, who were aware of the fall of Jay and Vijay and of their birth as Aditi's son, was seized with fear. They did not know the secret of this portent and thought that the dissolution of the universe was at hand.
Yeah. So they were thinking that this universe is going to. Okay. So this is up to this is the birth. We have some few purports. We'll just read those purports and then move forward.
So all this happened after the birth or the
As the pregnancy was progressing towards birth, all these things happen. Okay. Please read.
This indicates that the quality of fear exists for every living entity in the material world. The fear element exists also in the demigods. On every planet, even in the higher